AJ, what would your better GRC framework look like?
Yeah, it would. There are kind of three principles that I would say. First is simplified. I think most frameworks, to Karina's point, long list of controls that I don't know if we need all of that. I don't know if we need to go into all of these domains, especially at early stage startups. I think we can get down to a solid less than 50 controls that can give us enough information to make risk-based decisions. So I think we have to think about simplification. How do we get this simple? What are the major risks? Like, there's so many organizations out there that say, you know, we have OWASP, we have CIS, we have NIST that put out these things of what the top risks are. So it should be simplified based off of real reality. The other kind of principle I would say is it should be specific. We should have some testing details. How should people go about testing this? What does right look like on AWS? What does right look like on GCP? What does right look like on Azure? Like, to me, there's no reason why not. Those are the three major cloud providers. Like, you can just look at market share and understand that most companies are either going to be hosted on Google Cloud, Microsoft, or AWS. Maybe a little bit of Oracle now with their OpenAI deal, but still, that's not that many tools out there to like put some guidance on how should I test. Like, I should be able to know and look if I'm a brand new CPA trying to start SOC 2 and I know nothing about AWS, that's fine. Supposedly, we're not asking you to know that much about AWS. We're asking you to do a good job testing, but how do I know what to do if there's nothing that tells me how I should look at security groups in AWS, how I should look at network security on AWS? So I think we need to get into some specific testing details and procedures. And then the last thing is accountability. We lack accountability in GRC with a lot of these frameworks. SOC 2 is the worst of the worst with it because any CPA off the street can issue a SOC 2 report, and then we claim peer review is the thing, the reason why this is so important. If anybody has been through a peer review, you know it's a joke. If anybody has seen the peer review checklist, it does not require you to look at the testing information of how you tested it. It requires your paperwork, your quality control procedures to be in place. You got to have the right things. Everything has to look the part. And then peer review is done within the state. It's not done at a national level. So you can call up your buddy. I can say, hey, Karina, you're a CPA, I'm a CPA. Let's go get a beer together and knock out my peer review, and they can do it, right? Obviously, we should have ethics and all of this, but that's just the reality of the way this works. So we need some form of accountability to say, when I issue a report, it goes somewhere. Somebody looks at this to say, this meets our standard. Because when I was in the Army, we used to have this saying, and I still live by it, a standard ignored is a new standard set. The SOC 2 standard is being ignored. So new standards are being set on a regular basis by different auditors, and now there's 35 standards out there. So we need some form of accountability to say, hey, you did not do this correctly. Like, that's just not the way that it works. And that same thing happens in every other field. Like, if you go hire a CPA to do your taxes, and then 10 months later, you get a letter from the IRS to say, you did not do that right, and you now owe a ton of money. I guarantee you won't go with that CPA again.
Right.
You'll find another one. You'll be pissed, but you will find another one. Right now, we don't have that. We have no way to say, did my auditor do this the right way according to the standard? I don't know. I got a report, I got a badge. So I think it's simplify, get more specific about how we're supposed to test these things, and then add accountability. If we had a framework that did those things, I think we'd be in a really good place because there wouldn't be so much gray area around what right looks like. And right now, what right looks like depends on the person, depends on the assessor.